What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at a car that I've tested a few times. It's my personal favorite car, and it's one of my cars that I have actually in real life. And so you may take all of this information with a grain of salt, but I'm here to tell you I'm right about this car. And last stream, which happened on Saturday night, everybody was doubting me. But then we had two of the best players in the world back me up on some things. I was a little bit wrong about some stuff, but I was a little bit right about some stuff. So I want to go through it all. I've retested the GTI, and we're going to talk about the test results, and then we'll take it out for a grand race, just like we do every other build slash pro settings video. All right, let's get into it. Let's go. All right, let's not waste any time in this because the grand race that I need is coming up in just a few minutes. So here's what we're going to do. We'll go through the performance of this car first. We'll talk about the car in general. We'll talk about why you guys are sleeping on it. Everybody is sleeping on this car. No one is talking about this car being a meta car or a viable car or anything like that. I'm the only one pushing this. And that might mean that I'm crazy, that I'm open to that possibility. But I did get backed up by Netrex and Koji, who both came into my stream chat and tried the car separately and gave me some thoughts on basically how their experience was driving the car, especially going up against the meta of Street 1. Now, these are some of the best drivers in the game, literally like top 10, top 5 drivers in the game. So I trust their opinion. I'm going to get to that in just a second. So let's talk about the performance of the car on my tests. I test on Kyusha Spirit and I test on Kiss Me Combi. On Kyusha Spirit, it ran a 223.3, okay? 223.3 on Kyusha, which is a good time. The car gutters excellently. It has good acceleration. It probably lacks a little bit in the NOS department, I would say. If it had better NOS power, it might actually do even better on Kyusha. But just for some context, a 223.3 is 0.4 of a second off of the Porsche 911 Carrera 2.7, which happens to be the all-around best car in Street 1. Now, do I think that this car is going to overtake that? No, I'm not saying that. I don't think that this car is better than the 2.7. I'm not making any wild claims like that. But I do think there are some routes that happen in the grand races where this car feels better to drive and is more enjoyable and can keep up with the 2.7. Now, when you get into a situation where it's just all top speed, it's straight, there's not that many turns, there's not that many like, hairpins or anything like that, the 2.7 is literally unbeatable. There's nothing that's going to beat it in a high speed situation. It's got the best top speed in the class and has really, really good NOS power. So it's not going to get beat in those scenarios. So I'm not talking about that. You're still going to use that car. But what I'm talking about is this car's ability to keep up because of a couple of things. Number one, it's got really good acceleration. Number two, it gutters really well. Number three, it handles better than the 2.7 in my opinion. And on top of all of that, it has a okay top speed. Like, it's not 206 like the 2.7, but it is 202, 203 if you're using your NOS correctly. You can actually kind of stay with people a little bit. You're going to get walked no matter what on a highway if there's two of those 911 slipstreaming. But if it's just you and another 911, or if it's you in the middle of the pack, you absolutely can tear people up with this car. And I don't see anyone talking about this. The car got a huge buff as of Season 8, and it just feels so much better to drive. And it's actually part of the meta conversation for me. I would put it in the viable category. Now, it's definitely not going to be the #1 pick on any of the tracks, right? We have certain tracks that are going to be Mach E routes. We have certain tracks that are going to be like really heavy for 911. We have those routes. But this particular car, I think, is at least on par with the 2.7 on about 20 to 25% of the routes. So hopefully in this grand race that I'm about to show you, we can actually get one of those routes so that I can kind of talk about it a little bit more. Anyways, on Kiss Me Combi, it ran at 201.5. And with those two combined times, it's actually ranked number 5. It's top 5 on my test right now. It beat out a bunch of really fast cars: the RS3, the Stratos, the M3 Sport Evolution, the brand new M3 that just got introduced into the game, the 1990 M3, the Mini, the Defender 110, the Integra Type R, which I've retested as of late November. It is phenomenal. The car is so much better than anyone thinks. And honestly, I know I'm biased on this because I own the car in real life and I'm trying to give you all that information, but this car is top 5. Like, it is one of the best cars in Street 1. Now, let's talk about real quickly the opinions that I got from Netrex and Koji. So like I said earlier in the video, I was streaming this and nobody believed me in chat. They were like, no, you're just glazing this car because you have it in real life and it's BS, you're just wrong, the GTI sucks, blah, blah, blah. But here's what Netrex and Koji had to say about that in the stream. Netrex says, not gonna lie, GTI is good, but compared to the Porsche, sadly, it ain't it. So he believes the GTI is just, it's good, but it's not going to beat the Porsche. He went on to say it can keep up in some sections, especially if it's ghosted. I think though the GTI Integra and RS6, which by the way, he was talking about the RS2, is just a typo, are the closest to the Porsche. Koji actually chimes in with, it's good, very good. No slow shifts, gutters well, pretty good at top speed. I think it definitely still loses to the Porsche though in 99% of the scenarios. So if it's a head-to-head 1v1, the Porsche is going to beat it. That is exactly what I'm thinking. So I think the Porsche is definitely the meta. The GTI is right there in terms of trying to compete. And it's going to come down to the drivers as to who's better. If the drivers are of equal skill, the Porsche is going to win. If the guy in the GTI is better in some scenarios, he can actually take it. And that's all I was trying to get at. Koji goes on to say it's definitely one of the best cars in the class though. Netrex replies, for sure. That is exactly what I'm talking about, dude. This car is just too good and nobody's using it. I encourage you guys to buy it and try it. Mostly because I love the car, man. It's mine. But also, it's good. Anyways, let's get to the grand races, man. Let's see how I do here. All right, here we go. The GTI is up first. And this is literally the worst route. Let me just flash this on the screen for you. This route is terrible for this GTI. Is mostly top speed. If there are a couple of Porsches that are in the front here, I'm probably going to get walked. But we're going to see how this goes. It's got good acceleration. It's a fast shifting car, so you don't have to worry too much about the slow shift mechanic. So far, so good. We need to build up that NOS because we need to get to top speed before the Porsches. There we go. I know we have more than this guy, but he's blocking. Oh my God, he killed somebody. All right. Oh my God, they're killing the Porsches. They're doing the dirty work, dude. Let's go, dude. Look at him kill him. Oh my God, dude. I'm just gonna push him out of the way. And we're gonna try to take this turn without dying. He died. I did not die. And now I'm off, dude. Let's go, dude. We had some help, dude. We had some help. This doesn't really prove anything at all. They're just gonna slipstream right back to us, but that's all right. Anyways, the point I was trying to make is in a start like this, even if two Porsches got out in front early, you can keep a pretty decent speed, actually. In slipstream, you can actually keep like a 202, 203, and you have to be, you know, like this, tapping the NOS at the top of the NOS bottle in order to do that. So we're going to get to see this right now because I think the two Porsches are actually in the front here. And of course, they're going to walk me down because I don't have any slipstream, but let's see what happens here. I'm just going to kind of do this. I'm going to let them by. I'm not going to block or anything like that, but we're going to just see. So now we got in between them with the slipstream 202. See, we're at 202, 203 here. One in front, one behind. And they're not able to walk away yet because they haven't linked up. If they link up, they're going to be going 206. So I'm just going to try to stay right here. And this is a strategy you can use with this particular car because it does go pretty fast. So the one behind you is not going to put that much pressure on you until he finally gets the slipstream of the guy in front. Anyways, this doesn't really prove anything. Let's just move on to the next route. I'm going to try to get another route here for this video because this one was not great. All right, take two. This one is much more suitable for the GTI. Now, we didn't have too many problems with that highway route. Looks like we weren't able to get like a couple of Porsches, slipstreaming together. But this one is a much more technical section. So let's see if we can survive these first couple of corners and get into these technical spots. See how it does against the others in those Porsches. You know we're gonna have a few of them for sure. Look at the acceleration off the bat, though. It just does so well early. Now I'm gonna get past here because of slipstream, but I'm not willing to use NOS here. I'm just gonna wait. We're gonna wait it out. We get in a fight with some of these guys. They're driving into the dirt there. I want to make sure my NOS is nice and crispy, dude, at the top of the tank. All right, feeling good so far. Again, car handles beautifully. I'm already off the front a little bit. Chemos is actually in the Porsche. So let's see how this goes. I believe we go hard left at the bottom here. Yes, hard left at the bottom. I'm not willing to wall ride this. I just don't feel like it's worth it. We'll just be safe. And we're pulling a little bit on Chemos. We're at 2.3. And now we start our descent. Beautiful gutter. Another beautiful gutter. Let's go, dude. So much so that I stuttered the word gutter. It was a gutter stutter, dude. All right, not that great of a gutter there. Kind of entered it at a weird angle. I'm at 4.2 now on Chemos. Again, we did verify he was in the Porsche. But see, this is the thing. There's a big cut here. I'm not going to take it. I don't know it well enough to take the chance. I'm just going to go ahead and drive around. Someone probably knows it. Anyways, the point here is not like that Chemos is like driving it bad. I don't know if he is or not, but the thing is, the car is capable. That's my point. The car is much more capable than people are giving it credit for. Oh my gosh, that was a little bit of an error on my part. All right. It's got great acceleration and handling, and that's what you need here for this particular route. Very happy with the performance there. 8 seconds on second place. Obviously, there's probably a little bit of a skill gap here, so we can't say that this is all the car, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna like, oh, it's all the car. But if the car was terrible, or if it wasn't good, then it would be difficult for me to put a gap like this on a lobby. So I don't know. I'm very, very happy with the performance of this car since the update. And that's it, man. Let's talk about it. I'll just skip the rest of this grand race. You guys don't really need to see that. And we'll talk about the GTI here. All right, let's wrap this video, man. The car is good. That's the bottom line. The car is good. It's completely underrated. You do not see this car in grand races very often. And if you're looking for a sleeper pick that nobody really expects, well, I don't know how sleeper it is going to be now after I've mentioned it in a video, but if you're looking for a car that not a lot of people are using that is good and it's really nice to drive in Street 1, you've got the Volkswagen GTI. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your opinion of the car in the comments after you got a chance to test it out. Give me a little, like, you know, something, I don't know, like a little mini poll for you guys. Who likes it, who doesn't? Just let me know in the comments. I appreciate it. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.